Welcome, everybody, to Live Fest Club. Our guest tonight for episode number 4 is Greg Dodge, dear friend of mine, Patrick Jira, also a dear friend. We're here to talk about Naples City Lifestyle magazine and the man who single-handedly built a brand new social club and put social excitement on the map in Naples. So welcome, Greg. So good to see you, as always.
Thanks, Steve. It's always
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you. It's an honor. Pat, it's always an honor.
Always an honor, and I'm excited to hear there's a history between Greg Dodge and Steve Hagenbuckle going back to before Naples.
It's a really good story. A magazine, if you don't know it, is 2 months in advance. So I started, the first day was January 1, but in order to create the first one in February, I had to do it in December. So the first story we ever had was the December Live Fest. And so I had to meet Steve in October, November, when I had purchased the magazine, to convince him to join and help me tell this story.
And this is
and even before, really, it was not a great magazine at that point. No offense to anyone who had it before, but Steve and I had a good rapport.
Absolutely.
We made a connection, and I wanted to tell the story of Live Fest, which is the largest public event I think we have in Collier County or Naples. And it was just a compelling story. So Steve and I met, and we've created a lifelong friendship from an initial meeting that we had about a story. And I have no greater support system or friend to my business and to me here in Naples than Steve. And we've carried on. This is going to be the 4th year we tell the story.
Yep, absolutely. And it's fantastic. What's fun for me is watching how his magazine blossomed very quickly, became literally, had a great following that evolved into an opportunity for Greg to take it to the next level and then create an extension of it with a social club.
Yeah.
And the social club aspect of it has elevated Naples nightlife, in my opinion, in a big, big way. And that's been fun to watch too, Greg.
Oh, thank you. Well, it really was developed to help create the networking that we have with the human beings, because that's really how business is done. And I went to a few parties and I said, listen, I come from the restaurant world, so I can create functions that you go to for fun, to actually have a night out with your wife, meet new people, make new relationships for business and personal, and then carry that forward. And that has now, in a short amount of time, turned into something that people find important. I am honored with that. And it's a big part of how our social media has grown from 4,000 followers back in 2022 to we're about to turn the clock on 23,000 followers organically.
Or I was going to say organic.
Organically, locally grown. Mm-hmm. And that's a huge honor for me. But without that, the whole ecosystem of the magazine, because print ad is one-dimensional print advertising. We have a digital component. We have the networking, which brings the human beings together. But the social media is that part, and that's driven from the networking, because you want to see your friends, you want to see the pictures, and that is that's just something I had to learn. I didn't know that before. I didn't see it coming. I didn't plan on this, but that was the organic growth: is put the human beings together, take pictures of them, and put it on social media, and that has changed the ecosystem of the magazine, and thankfully people continue to learn about it. And we created Naples Social Club for a very simple reason. If you're going to come to one event or more per month, you should have a discount. You should. It wasn't to make it exclusive. It's to make it inclusive. Mm-hmm. If you're going to come once a month, you should have a savings for coming to the events. And so, and now we've created exclusive events just for members, which has changed that formula again, because you can only come to those events. And last month we had it sales, which I'm sure we would all agree, to go to sales and shut it down for 2 hours is something we've really never seen before. And I'm honored that they did that. And in January we're going to do it at Del Mar, and in December we're doing it at Lola 41. So I'm honored to work with these amazing partners and do this in Naples. And I'm just very appreciative of everybody.
And I think what's amazing about City Lifestyle, because a lot of people would argue print is dead, right? But the way
It's a print magazine in a
print,
digital
print
world.
magazine, but with digital and social media, you've been able to evolve with it and really elevate that brand.
You know, it's a very. I appreciate you saying so. I wish I could say that. I'm going to say something different.
Okay.
The human being, our relationship, Patrick and Dan over here, our relationships have created something that's unbreakable. The Dan's wife, Laura Maxwell, advertises with the magazine. Lauren doesn't need my support as a print magazine. That's not the model she's on. She does it to support me, and the appreciation I have for that, I try and to give back to the same thing. So, look, print advertising can work, digital advertising can work, but if you want to tell me some magic bullet in marketing to work, and that's not included the human beings and digital and print and all these other things that are brand and facial recognition tools, right? The amount of things that are ROI driven, like, oh, I saw that, went and purchased it. God bless you if you have that product. That's not the business we're in, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a financial tool or anything else we're talking about.
Yeah.
So these things are to support each other.
You made a mention of a good friend of all of ours, happens to be the lead sponsor for Live Fest Club, Mr. Patrick Dearborn. He's also very social, one of, if not the biggest realtor in town. Tell us about your relationship with Patrick and all the things he's done.
What's his name?
You know his name. You know his name well, and he's a great guy.
You know, when it comes to Patrick, I use the term overexposed.
Is there such a thing?
I have not enough words to share when somebody who is already so established and has this network and does all the things he does and puts his arm around you and says, we're going to do this together, whether it's one thing or whatever. But when I first met him, the amount of support and love that this gentleman gives to our whole community, and he's recognized for it, and he should be. He really should. But he's made all the difference for me and allowed me to not only support the new people that have moved to this community, and this is what's really unique about Patrick. He's one of the guys that's been here for 20, a long time, built this community, and he still embraces somebody that comes to it new and sees promise and supports and loves. And I don't have enough words, to be honest with you.
So Patrick's a big live music fan. So is Dan. So is Pat Jira. Obviously myself. Let's talk about what's coming up in December here in Naples at Live Fest.
So,
what do you expect?
Well, I mean, listen, it's always the best. Are we just talking about Live Fest in general?
We're talking about Live
Listen,
Fest.
it's if you don't know to get there early, you've never gone to the event. Get there early, get into feel the people walking in, have drinks, and when the sun goes down and the lights go up, the fact that we're in this paradise that we live in and that we have the access to this event that you've created, Steve, it's one of the more unique things that you're going to see. And it might take some while for people to come and see it, but once you go, you're going to go almost every year. And it only gets better. You only get better people to come. Why don't you tell who is actually playing this year, if you don't mind?
So this year, we actually invited back our inaugural entertainer, just because everybody loves him so much, is Darius Rucker. So Darius Rucker is headlining this year, December 13th. And then before Darius will be Russell Dickerson. And Russell Dickerson has the number one country song out right now. He's had 6 number ones, but he has the number one song out, and it's called Happen to Me. Fantastic song, uplifting song. And then the band before him is OAR, which stands for Of a Revolution. And they're out of the Maryland area, the Northeast. But this group has sold out Madison Square Garden. They've also sold out many times. I think they played Red Rocks 9 times. They're amazing. OAR is fantastic. Their songs like Shattered and Love and Memories are awesome songs. And they have a whole, laundry list of songs. And then opening up our local hometown heroes is Rock Republic. So we're super excited about them. Very, very tight, high energy, great band, kind of charging but not too heavy rock and roll band that's just uplifting. Their stage presence, the look, the feel, everything about them says you guys should be out on a world tour, and I'm sure soon they will be.
Yeah, I don't follow bands where I get on a boat for an hour and a half to go see them out in stands or whatever, but the times I've heard that band, I mean, the local following and energy of that band it's undeniable, and it's everywhere they play. And it reminds me of college, actually. Remember when we used to see bands before? It was all kind of jaded in a different way. I mean, it was like you'd see somebody and you'd say you had the best day ever.
Yeah, and
that's what that band feels every single time I see them.
One of the fun things is, we've talked about some folks here that are in the room and present. Kevin Wilkinson as well has been a great supporter of Live Fest Club. The other thing is that a lot of people don't know, but we really like to help each other get to the next level. So a little story about Rock Republic is going back to 1982, 83. Christian Iacono, the leader of Rock Republic, his father is Rick Iacono. Rick and I were very good friends back then when I was 19, 20 years old, and he was 24, 25 years old. And this was before Christian was even born. So for me to see this come full cycle and for them to play the largest show of their life, being Live Fest, and help hopefully launch them to the next level is something that is very rewarding for me, and knowing his father for so long. And I actually, our band Good Intentions, we played last weekend at Whiskey Park, and Rick Iacono came to that event on his 65th birthday. And so that's how special it is to be able to work together with people with so much history together and all help each other out here locally to get to the next level. I love it. I love it.
Before we started this, I was talking to Pat about this and what you just said, like kind of history and starting things. I mean, wherever we are right now, imagine where we can be in 5 years. Like literally, like you're 5 years old this year. What's Live Fest is fifth?
This is our seventh. We started in 2019, 6-year performances.
6-year performance. Imagine this on its 11th. And what can be accomplished and what it can be. And I think that's kind of the magic of where we live, is that we're kind of doing one-of-a-kind things. We're doing things that aren't going to be challenged too much, and that we can create it with authenticity, which is such an important word, right?
Yeah.
Like the reason you started this was 100% authenticity.
Yeah, and charity.
You wanted to create something that you could feel like you did in college when you played in a college band.
Yeah.
You wanted to bring great music here. You wanted to support the event in the place that you live, right? Very authentic.
Yeah,
very authentic.
My give back to Naples.
Give back to Naples. And look at what it has done. And I think you've given back over $1 million.
Close to that, yeah.
Okay. And imagine that in 11 years.
Yeah.
It's kind of incredible. I mean, it's incredible. And Pat and I were just talking about this. Like, we have small businesses that we've started here. I just got here. Pat's been here for a while, but we have businesses, and my greatest feeling in the morning is when I wake up and go, what can I do in the next 5 years? Not solo, but with you and Dan and Patrick and Kevin. Amazing stuff. I've never actually lived anywhere where my mindset thought of all the beautiful people I have around me to accomplish stuff, and that might be age. I mean, we're not young men. I'm 55. I mean, we're not going to work till 80 years old, but I mean, I haven't thought of ever stopping working. And I'm having so much fun creating and doing. It's so fun, right?
Yeah, that's one of the things that glares through to everybody, too, is at every one of your events, you're having fun. You have a smile on your face. You embrace everybody that joins or participates your events.
Try to welcome everyone coming in.
I stand at the first hour and say hello to everybody, but in full transparency, my favorite thing is when it ends. And I'm not trying to be,
well, when you do that much, you're doing a lot of it.
Listen, I come from the restaurant business. I love when the restaurant's running, and I love when people are having a great time. I also, like anyone else, likes to go home after work.
Yeah.
It's work.
Yeah.
I mean, and I love my work. And in a different the party's a party. I say I'm now 55 with whatever years I have to do this, and what I think is so fun is I get to be the cheerleader of Naples for whatever time I'm here for, because I'm never leaving here. Whatever long I'm on this planet, I get to be the cheerleader of a place that I have grown to love, grow to love the humans, and I have a very tight circle, and then I have a very wide circle. But I get to tell people, not only on pictures and videos and putting humans together and all this stuff, that how much this place has not only healed me. I came from some trauma that from my previous, I owned restaurants and I failed, and I came here and this place has healed me. I've met the best people I know. I wake up happier than I've ever woken up in my life. And I think I'm a blessed person. And to share that and support the community in that, I'm the winner. I mean, it's an amazing, amazing thing.
And real quick before we close, Greg, since this is a music club, right? I want to know what's in Greg Dodge's playlist, because I couldn't even guess.
Everything
Don't give me
from
the
Andre
but
Bocelli to Biggie. I'm the worst person to talk about music. I'm more of a mood person. How I want music to move me. And if you actually listen to the music that I pick for my social media posts,
I do, because and
it's all over the place, right? I mean, it's from the 80s, it's from the 90s, it's 2000s.
a lot of Tears for Fears in there.
So I'll tell you an old man's trick, right? So when I hear a song I like, I Shazam it. I know that's what a ridiculous thing, right? That's not really a thing, but I hit Shazam.
What amazing technology!
So I get to pick the song, and then when I go on my walk at Park Shore every day, I get to listen to this music over and over and over again. Patrick Dearborn, everybody, thank you for that.
We knew we could
bartender
keep
Patrick
quiet
Dearborn.
for 15 minutes.
So I get to listen to this music over and over and over again, and when I'm creating social media posts, and I create all my social media posts, I get to pick the music that has just affected me and made me feel emotional about the thing. And that's what an old man does. And I love it. I have so much fun picking the music for my posts.
Can I tell you a funny story real quick?
Yeah.
I was going to actually request, I probably wouldn't have done it, but when you released the December launch issue, I was going to ask you to play George Michael, Fast Love.
Oh, and then
you actually picked it. True story. It's funny. So I actually made a post a couple days prior using that song.
Great song.
Great song.
I've been really into Michael and Janet Jackson lately because we forget how great this music, Prince, or the way you forget how great this music is, because when we're living in the moment, we're living in the now. And there's some good music coming out now. I think we're so, Patrick Dearborn, I feel so blessed that we grew up when we grew up.
Yeah.
And our life and our lifestyle before phones and internet, and we had so much love, joy, an authentic joy of life.
Yeah.
That I think translates to us being older. I hope. But I recently drove up to Reynolds, Lake Oconee, Georgia, and so I haven't been in a car for 18 hours in a long time, and I tell you, the amount of Doobie Brothers songs and things that I listen to, like I just actually put on the whole, I listened to Genesis for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
It was like so fun because that's what, like before there was digital music, before there was Sirius radio, we would put a CD or a tape in a car, listen to the whole album.
Kids will never
how
know.
Fun, how fun
music
was that?
Videos.
I think there's a real trend.
Did you miss
coming.
the 8-track era?
Well, I think there's a whole, we had 8 tracks.
All right.
KC and the Sunshine Band. What I'm going to tell you is I think these listening room concepts, which are happening in Tokyo, New York, and Paris, and I think it's a trend that's going to hit even a small town like Naples, where you go in and maybe it's not the whole album, maybe a song's, broken down to a half a song, but you listen to the whole album, and so you're there for a couple hours and you listen to 2 or 3 hours of albums, but like in society. I think it's a great concept, and it brings so many memories. I mean, in my car, I'm talking too much. I'm sorry, people. In my car, I had Earth, Wind, and Eagles, Doobie Brothers, right? I mean, Best of Billy Joel. I mean, the amount of times I listen to these albums, I know every word to every song, and not even the songs that were on the radio. Like every single word of every song. I think that concept is going to come, and I would go to that bar and I would have a blast listening to 1970s, 1980s, 1990 albums all the way through. To listen to a Prince album while I'm talking to my friends would be fantastic. Fantastic. I would love it.
And real quick, if there's one person you could put on the cover of Naples City Lifestyle, who would it be?
I think I'd probably put them on. We're going through them. We do 8 to 10 people per cover.
Who hasn't been on there?
You know, I'll be honest with you, and this is really a tribute to, we talked about, it's a print advertisement in a digital world. I've never been refused. What I have loved more, I'm going to answer a different way if you don't mind, Pat.
Sure.
What I love more is even the cover you were on or men's cover, where clearly there are kind of like Naples superheroes on the cover. And there's people that are just starting out in business. And what I love about this community is that the superstar is not asking me who else is on the cover because it's not supporting them. Like they do the cover, they support the guy starting out, and the guy starting out is so honored to be on with all these other guys that have established themselves in different businesses. And I'm going to tell you how unique that mindset is, that those people embrace that idea. And that's why that has worked, because that successful person is humble enough to not forget how important being that person is in that orb. Is that a fair assessment? I mean, that's so incredible.
Yeah.
That they're not one person I've reached for that I put into that model has ever said, I'll do it, but I gotta know who else is on the cover. There's other people that are insecure that have asked me that, but never the person that you really reached for. Whether it was David Hoffman or Rocky Patel or Patrick Dearborn, I can just go down the list. Never, Dan Caldwell. No one has ever asked that question. Ever.
That's awesome. Well, as always, so fantastic to see you.
Oh, you guys are my nearest and dearest. This is a pleasure. We'll do it again,
okay? On the show. Oh,
we'll
absolutely.
We'll do it again.
So happy to have you on Live Fest Club, Greg. Yeah. And I'm sure we'll see you very, very soon.
Some of my favorite nights in Naples has happened in this room, Steve. And the very rare people that get to be here in an authentic, intimate setting when you are practicing and get to see here and be here and entertain and bring people it's one of the more special experiences. And if you're lucky enough to be here and to do the podcast here is really awesome. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you very much. Greg. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.